name is Colin Moriarty. This is Tim Geddes. Kevin, what did you do this weekend? You slept?
Yeah, I was really depressed because Paula went away to visit her family
get
for
a
2
grip.
days. And it was hard for me to handle, if I'm being honest.
These are the times where you can play games or do what you want. You can masturbate.
I do that all the time.
Sure,
regardless.
but you could do it more.
No, I don't think I can.
Oh.
It's chafing fault.
I appreciate your candor. Next story, Star Wars. StarWars.com. This happened this happened a couple days ago, but it was after the last Colin and Greg Live. It says Donald Glover casts as young Lando Calrissian in upcoming Han Solo Star Wars standalone film. Hello, what have we here? It's a good quote from Empire, of course. Does Luke? Yeah.
There's some things that happen in life, you know? Like, there's just sometimes you wake up and you're just like, fuck, is this real life? Is this really happening right now? The last time that I really remember feeling that feeling was a couple years ago. Let me take you back. We're at IGN, we're sitting there, and out of nowhere, I hear a rumbling. And somebody says, Star Wars Episode 7, 8, and 9 announced. Disney bought Star Wars. And it's like, no, there's no way this is true. There's absolutely no way this is fathomable in the world that I exist in. I immediately call Kevin. We have a moment. It's very exciting. Then more news starts to trickle in. Then we've got Star Wars Episode 7, and it's fantastic. Rogue One looks to be amazing. But then you fucking tell me, Colin, that we're going to get a Han Solo, Lando, buddy cop film directed by the guys that did 21 motherfucking Jump Street and the Lego movie. I don't know how much better you can get than that. But then it's like, all right, who are they casting as Han? Who are they going to do? Is it going to be Chris Pratt? Is he also going to be Indiana Jones? That might make sense. That might make sense. But no, it's some other dude. It's some other motherfucking guy. He looks the part. I'll give you that. But who are they going to cast as Lando? That's the question we all had. And now we have the answer. And this is what we wanted. This is what we fucking wanted. And they gave it to us. They never give us what they want. They being God, I don't even know, but we never get this. This is too good to be true. This is fucking happening. This is going to be the best movie ever made.
And yet
they can stop making movies.
And yet
Donald Glover for fucking president.
Now, I have reservations about this movie. No problem with the casting. No problem with the casting and Lando's inclusion. So the story basically says Donald Glover is Lando. Okay, that's all you need to know. Donald Glover is Lando.
That is all you need to know.
Next story. This one dropped and disturbed me a little bit. Did you get this one open because you're going to have to do the... Oh, you got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so Wall Street Journal reported, and this is disturbing a lot of people, AT&T reaches deal to buy Time Warner for $85.4 billion. This is a huge problem, I think, for a lot of reasons, and we'll see if it actually happens. But it says AT&T Inc. has reached an agreement to buy Time Warner Inc. for $85.4 billion in a deal that would transform the phone company into a media giant. The wireless carrier agreed to pay $107.50 a share, evenly split between cash and stock. The company said they expect the deal to close by the end of 2017. AT&T Chief Executive Randall Stephenson would head the new company. The company said Time Warner Chief Executive Jeff Books would stay for an interim period following the close of the deal to help with the transition. The combined business would pair the carrier's millions of wireless and pay television subscribers with Time Warner's deep media lineup, which includes networks such as CNN, TNT, HBO, and Warner Brothers film and TV studios. It furthers AT&T's bet that the television and video can drive growth into a stalled wireless market. This will give them way more than that too, including DC Comics apparently. Now, this is like when Comcast bought NBC Universal, which was a fucking huge problem, and I can't believe that came to fruition, but it did. AT&T owns wireless, terrestrial television, DirecTV. Now they're going to own networks that run on all of those things, which is a huge conflict of interest. The same thing with Comcast and NBC. A massive movie studio, a massive television studio. It's too much. This has to be broken up.
Yeah.
So
I was reading about this too. There's something called, I think it's Rate Zero. Are you familiar with that?
I don't think so.
It might be the wrong term, but it's something zero, where they can do stuff where, because they run their network of wireless carriers and stuff, that they can use the shit that they have for their television networks and the music that they have access to and all this shit to offer free data. So it's like your data doesn't count. It's rate zero if you are watching the content from that stuff. So that can give them a severe upper hand when it comes to why would you choose Sprint over AT&T when you can get, enhanced speeds or whatever if you're watching AT&T content, which at this point is growing and growing and growing. then it's going to create that divide between the NBC and Comcast and all that shit, and this also includes HBO.
Yeah, which is a problem, and I feel like so the telecoms are and internet providers are escalating because they're going to die if they stay the way they are now, because there's in 10, 15, 20 years TV's not. I really don't think TV's going to exist TVs will exist. But we won't have cable packages the same way anymore. They're gonna have to start. I think the first thing is they're gonna start doing a la carte, and then it's gonna really go away. And I don't think we have much more than a couple of decades before that happens. I mean, imagine if 10 years ago I was like, hey, would you know that you would watch almost everything on a little device that you carried in your pocket that's also your phone? That you'd have these tablets and you'd watch everything on. Did you know Netflix would stream? You know, and did you know that HBO would have this a la carte thing? You just pay $10 a month. You'd blow people's minds 10 years ago. So imagine where we're going to be 10 years from now with the way we consume content. So they're wisely diversifying in order to survive, and I respect and appreciate that. And I typically believe in the market's ability to correct itself, including with conglomerates if they want to exist. I don't necessarily think a conglomerate existing in a major way is a bad thing per se. It's bad when certain, what I would consider public utilities are wrapped up in it, and I consider broadband to be one of those things. So when a company, it's the same thing with AT&T and phone lines a long time ago when there was a lot of legal challenges to if they owned the phone lines because they put them down and the government was like, you don't own them. And so I get concerned with something as essential. The internet is as essential to the American economy as is electricity. So to have these guys all playing these gamesmanship, these games of chicken with each other on their broadband packages, I have a huge problem with that. So if a company X came and it was like, I want to buy Time Warner, that would be different. But now AT&T is going to own Time Warner's whole internet spectrum. They're Comcast, a major competitor. And then they're also going to own this major wireless thing. And then, like you said, content providers and all. It's totally fucked up. But the unfortunate thing is that the government already set a precedent by letting NBC and Comcast merger go through. So I don't know how they're going to stop this from happening.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it furthers the Comcast versus AT&T kind of rivalry that has boiled down over the last decade or two, where it's it was so many different things. There was SBC and Yahoo and this and that, and then all of a sudden there's just two.
Net zero.
Verizon's a thing, in some places in America, not in California at all, but with their Fios network or whatever the hell it's called. It's their fiber thing. But Google is the thing here that they can totally change the game. It's just, I don't understand where the legalities come in terms of what they can and can't do in certain zones and districts based on what AT&T and Comcast have already set up. But this is the type of deal that might allow them to find a loophole and be like, well, because you're doing this, it allows us to come in. And once they come in and give free Wi-Fi to everybody, that's going to be a game changer.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the interesting thing about this is that if it's legally challenged, and it might be, it's funny because the government, this gets complicated because the government then picks winners and losers. Comcast buttressed itself perfectly by buying NBC Universal and totally made itself basically essential now, beyond just its cable and TV and offerings and stuff like that. So to basically pick a loser then and say that AT&T can't do the same thing is unfair. This is where, because then AT&T is going to be like, what the fuck? We need to do the same thing or we're not going to survive. That's why they bought DirecTV last year, and they bought DirecTV apparently only for the NFL package, which is even fucking better, which is amazing.
Well, now this AT&T has NBA on TNT.
Yep. So now it gets all, and they'll have AT&T has the NFL monopoly for pay. Mm-hmm. DirecTV is the only one that has Sunday Ticket. I have Sunday Ticket on my phone and my laptop for $200 a year. It used to be $300. Then they'll have NBA on TNT, which competes with Comcast NHL and NBC offerings, which it's all of these fragmented.
Yeah.
It's fucking.
I mean, it's like Netflix versus Hulu, but on a much greater scale.
It's very complicated.
Yeah, man, it's definitely scary. Thinking back on it though, so CBS, where do they go up? What's at the top of that food chain?
Viacom?
Oh, that sounds right.
I want to say.
So there's Viacom, there's Fox, Disney, and then AT&T and Comcast. Well, yeah, Comcast. AT&T also owns Fullscreen, which owns Rooster Teeth, which owns a whole network of YouTube creators.
It's just this is too complicated, and this is exactly what they want, is for it to be too complicated. So we'll see. My suspicion is this will be wrapped up for years in court before it's ever finalized. The funny thing about it is that this is also tenuous because it reminds me of when AT&T acquired DirecTV. There was a kill switch in the contract that said if DirecTV was not able to redo the NFL deal for Sunday Ticket, that the deal was off. So I wonder, and so that all went through and everything was fine. So I wonder if with the acquisition of just Time Warner as a company, not the internet provider or anything like that, not Time Warner Cable, but Time Warner and its properties, if there was something like, well, the shares of this particular thing are going to go down over the next 2 years and we're no longer interested in doing this deal, or if everything collapses. In other words, it seems like it is very time sensitive.
Yeah.
And I'm concerned specifically about just the mix-up of cable, wireless, and entertainment properties together because it creates inherent conflicts of interest all over the fucking place. And it's going to start windowing all the content and all this kind of stuff.
It could have really interesting repercussions in terms of content creation over the next couple of years too, because AT&T is becoming such a big conglomerate of so much different IP and different just forms of content and just distribution platforms. So it's not just TV, it's not just internet, and it's not just YouTube stuff. When Disney bought Maker Studios, that allowed Maker Studios and all of its affiliates to use Star Wars and Disney and Pixar and Marvel IP to be able to make content about that without repercussions. And what could be interesting here is AT&T owning full screen and also owning DC could potentially allow, for example, us as affiliates of Rooster Teeth's network, which is an affiliate of Fullscreen, which is an affiliate of AT&T in Chernobyl, we could then make content, be able to use trailers without repercussion, be able to talk over the trailers and actually put them up. We'll see. But all that could totally fundamentally change the copyright infringement and legalities of making content on the internet. So it's a big trickle down.
A lot of complications. We'll see how it all shakes out. Super Cerberus gave us a tip. Said, hey, Colin, I'd like you to rank the following things in order from least awful to most awful.
Oh, God.
New England Patriots, Miracle Whip, ISIS, Mobile Gaming, Mustard, Animusha 3.
I hate
awesome, guys.
You fucking assholes. Obviously, Animusha 3 is the top of that list.
From least awful to most awful. Animusha 3.
Thank you. You gotta give it to me.
Mobile Gaming, Miracle Whip, Mustard, New England Patriots, ISIS.
Proud of you, Colin.
I was gonna put ISIS first, but I thought people would get it from me. McLovin434 gave us a tip and said, hey guys, Tim just purchased general admission tickets to see Kanye in San Antonio.
Oh my God.
Have you seen him on this tour?
Dude.
Also, I recommend checking out You're the Worst on FX Great Comedy with great writing. Go Jets.
I didn't check that out. Have you seen Kanye, any clips of his tour?
I've seen pictures, but not clips, no.
This man's fucking insane.
I just can't stand him.
So what he's doing on this tour, now his tours have been progressively more and more just utterly ridiculous. The show now, the stage, if you will, is this floating platform that is just held up by ropes and shit that Kanye stands on above everyone else. And he just does his thing. So there's it's stadium seating all around. So you can see him on top of this platform, just him by himself standing there. And underneath him, there's this mosh pit of VIPs just there. The VIPs, just look it up, and it's just a platform. You have to walk away, and then you can kind of see him, and every once in a while, he'll look over the side and do stuff. And I'm like, wow, you were literally, the most egotistical person in the world. Yeah, I respect that.
He's ridiculous.
But goddamn. And I'm seeing all a bunch of my friends randomly got into VIP because they work at radio stations and shit. And it's just Snapchats of them, and there's a bunch of the NBA Warriors behind them, fucking going crazy. It looks hella fun in the little mosh pit area, but I'm like, this is insane. This is crossing the line of showmanship.
I can't with that guy. I just don't like him. I just don't find him likable, no matter what he's doing. He could literally cure AIDS. And I'd be like, that's a great work, Kanye West, but I still don't like you.
I feel you.
Cool little thing.
Exclusive.
You can enjoy that. I'll put it back in the bag. Here, watch. We'll make it as sexual as possible.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I like that one stroke, You don't want to get it too excited. It might pop early.
Bar0815 says, do you guys put the condoms over the balls too? I hope you're serious.
That's a Greg Miller maneuver.
Hip Albatross 23 says, Tim, I've been talking to this girl for 7 months. She makes me elated, but my worry of my anxiety keeps her at bay. I asked her to the Legend of Zelda Symphony as a date. Fingers crossed, I hope true love waits. Any advice?
I mean, try not to get in your own way. Just have fun. Own it. If you're into that shit, be into that shit. And if she'll appreciate you being passionate about something. And I think that you need to not be afraid of any of that. Just own it and be you. The best thing anyone can do is be them. Because then if other people like that person, then you're good. There's nothing to be anxious about. If they don't like you, if you're being some fake-ass motherfucker, then you got some issues and there's a whole bunch of problems. Just do you. Do you hard.
Do you as hard as you can. JMill1138 says, Colin and Tim, have any advice for meeting girls in college? I told you guys already, you have to wear a cape. They love capes.
Like wear a fashion cape or just like
think about the episode of Seinfeld where Larry David is playing George's dad's lawyer, and he's just walking down the street in a cape. That's fucking hot. Girls like capes.
Girls like capes.
Remember that time I had that fashion cape?
Dude, the fashion capes were Battlefield 1. All these motherfuckers run around in capes. I'm like, what's up with that? I feel
Dude,
like
I'm ready to make it a thing. I'll commit with you.
I'm reading the Star Wars comic right now, and there's like this elite group of badass stormtroopers, and one of the motherfuckers wearing a cape. I'm like, reminds me of Master Chief in the first Halo 5.
I like the shoulder
trailer.
cape.
And it's like, we're getting these capes. I'm like, you're wearing like a robot suit, dude. Like, you don't need no cape. General Grievous running around with a fucking cape. What's his deal? That could be you in college, getting all the women.
Here's the question I got about your wallet. We doing a bifold or a trifold?
Bifold.
Man, I was a trifold man for a long time. Then they became hard to find. So I switched to a bifold a couple years ago. I fucking hate that thing. The money gets all jammed in.
Yeah, why would you ever want a trifold wallet?
No, because it gives me room. It's easy. Now people give me back the change. I'm trying to get it all in there. You fold it all up. The bills are catching on the top and stuff.
Greg,
I like the extra room.
You gotta get a passport wallet.
What's the passport wallet? Is that one of those like magic wallets where you flip it around and does those things?
It's just really, really wide.
Throw me over the passport wallet. Jesus.
Yeah, it's similar to the wallet I have, but this is thicker though. Kevin, go to the overhead cam so we can show your license.
Look at this. Look at this ballsy motherfucker. He says you're gonna do it? Are you really gonna do it, Moriarty?
You really want me to do it?
No, he doesn't want you to really do it.
I don't know.
You don't know. I think the answer is no, Kevin. You don't want me to show your license on the
What does that do? Someone having my license number.
I don't know. You have your address on here.
It's not the number, idiot.
It's not even
the
my
address.
address anymore.
Oh.
Here you go. I'm going to throw it back to you. Sorry, I missed. My bad.
That wasn't even close.
No one stole anything, Kevin. Though everything's there. Remember, I could have stolen your wallet straight up yesterday, and I, in fact, gave it up to you.
Yeah, man, that was...
What happened?
His wallet was like on the street when I came here,
No, it
like
wasn't on
right
the
by the
street.
gate.
It was in the gate.
Someone could have,
It fell out of my pocket when I was bringing my bike.
and I could have been like, well, I'm taking this.
I got a
I
wallet
have a
now.
total of $3 in it.
Credit cards, man.
There's enough in
Yeah,
there.
you should-
There's
I
enough in
can
there to ruin your
deactivate it.
life if someone found that wallet. So you gotta be very careful.
I don't know if that's true.
You know what bothers me the most? People that carry around their social security cards. Probably the stupidest possible thing you can do. If you're carrying around your social security card, don't. If you lose your wallet with your social security card in it, you really are baked. You're done. You know, if someone finds that, that's all they need to open fucking million lines of credit, do all sorts of shit to you. Don't carry around your social security card. Bad news. Don't do it. What is this show?
Social security advice. Hey, kids, got a social security card? Burn it. You don't want to get drafted, do you?
Burn your draft card.
Do you want to know where Obama is?
What does that mean?
You can see it in the fire. Everyone knows this.
I do want to know where Obama is.
Because you can see it in the fire.
It's like one of those mystical things
Yeah, no.
from like Game of Thrones.
Red priest.
Did Tim ever get a passport? Is that taken care of?
I have no idea. Tim, did you get a passport?
I hear him. He's stepping in.
No, he's not.
He's got some feet. No, he doesn't have any. He doesn't care.
You ever get your passport? Oh, I hit my knee.
Did he get it?
No, he didn't. Oh God, I hit my knee. It hurts so bad.
The sad thing is when he's going to get declined for some reason by the State Department and not be able to go to Australia.
Oi, governor!
Whatever, it'll be fine.
Then it's me and Kevin's big, wild Australian adventure.
Should I get a passport then?
God fucking
You don't have
damn
a
it.
passport?
Nah, man.
How's that?
How do you get back and forth to Peru so much?
Don't you go home?
No, wait, what? What do you mean home? Yeah. I live 5 minutes that way.
No, Peru's further away than that. I know my geography.
Where'd you guys go to dinner last night, Kev?
Stayed home.
Oh.
Yeah, I bought this thing from Costco, like pot roast thing. Put it in the microwave for 10 minutes. Delicious.
Okay.
That's
What do you mean a pot? Like a TV dinner?
No, it's like Costco sells like packaged food that just you have to reheat.
It's a pot roast.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Seems-
Was it three-dimensional like a football, or was it slices of pot roast?
It was like slices. It was like chunks. Of
That
pot
sounds
roast.
gross.
No, yeah, I mean, you would have been like, oh, that looks gross.
Does it look like diarrhea and puke?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But guess what? Didn't taste like it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Tasted great. $8.
Did you know that
love
the wall
Costco
just got
so
10
much.
feet higher because of this conversation?
I don't think so. Look at you, you want that wall so bad. Even if
The higher, the better.
even if your president gets elected, you're still not getting a wall.
My president. I don't want Trump to win. Mm-hmm. Well, you really think I want Donald Trump to win?
No, but I like saying shit like that.
Do you want to see Obama? Your social security card.
Please don't burn your social security card.
Don't burn your social security card.
But build the wall. 10 feet higher.
Hey, did you hear that they found another tunnel from Mexico to the United States?
I believe it.
It's like, you build your wall as high as possible. That's not where the issue is.
You got to build it down as well.
Sure.
It's not necessarily that I want to keep people out with it.
You want to keep
It's that I want you to earn it. No more hiring a coyote, carrying around a gallon of water, going through the cacti,
Sure.
stumbling into
the easy way.
stumbling over the Rio de Janeiro, okay? I want you to fucking scale this wall. No one, the border rangers are just gonna stand there. I want them to stand down. Someone starts scaling that wall. You know, we're gonna have some caltrops around the wall and stuff like that. You know, it's gonna be a whole thing. And if they get through, then
You've earned it. Citizenship.
Congratulations.
Yep.
Yeah.
As you go over the top, you pick up a social security card up there.
there's a man in a desk on top of the wall. He's got a stamp and he's got like a thing going on, and he gives you, and he's like, "What's your name?" And he, you know,
Americanizes it for you.
yeah, and he probably misspells it, and then that's who you are. You know, I want, you know, if you're gonna come here illegally, you gotta earn it. Then you're welcome to stay. Yeah. But if you're coming across, you know, the easy way,
Sure, the easy way.
you know,
It's not like anyone ever dies.
no, very few people die.
Why don't more people hang glide in? I'd respect that. I'm sitting there in Galveston, Texas. This fucking guy comes hang gliding. How long you been in? As long as the air current can keep me up, sir. Fuck, there you go. You want to stay in my house? Damn.
I like this. River City Bros has a literal path to citizenship. That would be awesome if there was we had this, like somewhere from Mexico to Arizona, there is a thing we call the pathway to citizenship. But you have to earn it. There's all sorts of it's like Ninja Warrior.
That's my thing. I don't like the idea, because one day in this country, white people are gonna be the minority.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't like bringing in this super race of Mexicans. We're only bringing in the best and most athletic.
Latinos.
They're just Indian. Soon they will rise above us.
Well, there's a discussion ongoing that, the quality of the NFL is going down because the quality of the athletes going down. So perhaps we can encourage folks from all over the world to take the pathway to citizenship.
Now that one I don't mind. That's the thing. If you get through the pathway to citizenship and you get there and you're all yacked out, yoked up, you climbed up this wall, then here's your social security card and here is your entrance into the NFL draft. Like, you need to do something right away. That's where we're putting you. Okay.
You join the army,
Yeah.
or you get into the NFL draft.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm with you.
Pepelo14 says, "Cherry on top, the song, please." I like that, the idea of the pathway to citizenship.
Why
Listen,
not
why
go-
did I ever think of that?
Why not Goofy One says, what the fuck is going on? And I think we can all agree with that. Dylan with the easy score says, either way, you're drafted.
There you go.
That's
yep.
good.
You survive the pathway to citizenship. You watch Ninja Warrior, right? So what about this? You have a few pathways to citizenship, okay?
I was going to say, can we have the wipeout one? Where they're getting punched in the dick and
Yes.
stuff?
You read
They
my
gotta
mind.
jump on the bouncy balls.
And hole in the wall. That's going to be another one.
It's
So
just tack them on top of each other.
And then not only does this give us reality television,
Yeah.
but then people can come in legally.
Yeah.
But it's time to face the hole. That's the first thing you have to do.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
time to face the
hole.
I got to get you a passport.
Yeah, we'll figure that out eventually.
Here's what I'm going to ask.
I'm not traveling.
Just once
anywhere.
and for all. Because the passport throws me. Are you here illegally?
Jesus,
Do we have to worry about you? Did you ever have a passport?
you're a monster.
I'm trying to help you right now.
This seems a little racist to me.
Yeah, no, this is not good.
He's the one. Can I get a minority report on this?
Not good.
You're the one who suddenly doesn't have a
No
passport.
bueno.
Holy shit! Is Tim American? Is Tim an American
He's
citizen?
actually British.
British.
We lost the accent. I know.
Jesus.
That explains how he's so stylish and why he wears the skinny pants.
Didn't we already embarrass
Right.
their forefathers? Do we have to do it again? I don't want to do it again. Frog and Bullfish 89 says, Kevin has successfully ingratiated himself into the show. He won.
Yep.
He is. He's like a mouse that lives in your walls. You hear him scurrying around every so often, and then you just accept that he's there, and you're
Yeah.
never
What
going
are
to be
you
able
gonna
to
do?
get rid
Can't
of him.
get him out.
This is Nick Scarpino. Kevin, are you well? Let's start with the least important person in the room. See?
Kevin.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. Sure, I'm not a host.
You are a host. You've hosted stuff before.
No, I'm not a real host. You guys are hosts.
Well,
I'm just like
Kevin, I need a little
support
more
staff.
headroom in the
No, you're
shot.
good. You're fine.
Kevin, I think there's too much headroom.
Fucking idiots. I hate him. I hate you guys so much.
God, what is happening with my hair? Look at this. Look, it's just going. It looks like a skate park.
We can still hear you, Nick.
Oh, we have fun. We do have fun.
What other morning news show are you gonna see this kind of fucking shenanigans on? You know what I mean? At some point when we come back from some of these things, Kevin, can we get the dark, like the Gotham City behind us at one point?
So that is the Gotham background behind you.
Oh, that looks dope.
That's Tim Burton's Gotham.
That is amazing. Yeah, we're keeping that for when I'm on the show.
No, it seems like a lot of work.
Well, they call me the Batman.
I don't think anyone's ever called you that.
What they call me. They call me in high school, they used to call me the 1989 Batman. Hey,
Wasn't
it's
it
1989 Batman!
Wasn't that the year though?
What's that?
Wasn't that the year?
That I went to high school?
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Damn.
You son of a
What?
bitch.
Damn.
You're old as shit. Everybody knows that.
You
That's
should
not a
Jesse Nick
secret.
was born in the 70s. In the early to mid 70s.
Wait, Nick, were you not born in the 70s?
I was born in 1980.
But just barely in the 80s.
yeah, barely. If my mom had gone into labor 13 days earlier, I would have been born in 1979. I would have been a 70s baby. But God and the powers that be conspired to keep me in the 80s. They kept my mom's vagina just fucking locked.
Right.
Locked down like a maximum security
Right.
penitentiary
You can just stop now.
until January
Gone
came
too
out
far.
and I was born. And the world was given Nick Scarpino. That's it for the show today, ladies and gentlemen. That's it for the show. Don't forget to
Talked
tip
a
your
little bit about
waitress.
his mom's vagina, so.
Well, you know, when Elaine Scarpino's vagina comes out, that's when the play starts and the fun starts.
Oh.
Wait, what? The fun stops and the seriousness begins. Let's talk about Betty Ann's vagina?
No! Nope.
All right.
No.
Okay.
Nope, can't do that. I've been on my mom's phone bill for 16 years. Actually, I've tried to get off it a couple times. So to be honest, she doesn't want to remove me because she's like, we've been with Sprint for so long since 1999 or 2000 that she's like, we have this bizarre grandfathered thing, like you're gonna fuck us all.
Yeah, because she probably pays. They probably
pays
pay
like nothing.
Probably like $100, and like everyone's on the thing. Now,
So
at any
I'm
point,
just gonna maybe pay her at some point.
at any point during being on this plan, does it require you to think or talk about your mom's vagina?
Can we not?
Why?
Can we
know,
not?
Why are you
idea.
doing this?
Perfectly normal. People are
I don't
asking in the
want to hear
comments.
those
Why?
words.
Jesus.
People in the comments were asking. That's all.
Why
That's
are
all
you
I'm
so
saying.
excited to talk about your mom's vagina? This
I'm
is
not
weird.
excited about it. You were using the words excited. I didn't use the word excited.
No,
I'm not
like,
excited.
The smile on your face is telling me you're excited.
I got my foot hurts. It makes me smile. That's all I'm saying.
Your foot hurts and it makes you smile.
I smile at pain. I laugh at danger.
All right.
I can't. I don't want to. I can't even do the rest of the show. I'm disabled. It's like when you're stunned in a Final Fantasy fight, and you need some sort of special potion to get you out of the stun.
I don't think I
Otherwise, the enemies just keep fucking pounding you.
You know, I don't understand that.
Talking
reference well.
about vaginas that you don't want to fucking talk about.
Big ones. You came out of
Big
that.
ones.
You think they're small?
But he was small then.
I don't want to talk
Big.
about this.
Big now.
Oh my god. Heinous. Heinous.
Horrifying.
It's just not right. You know what I mean? It's just not.
Look at him.
Princess Daisy 3 gave us a tip. It said, guys, seriously, stop the vagina stuff. I had to take my 91-year-old grandmother to the gynecologist for the second time yesterday, desperately trying to forget. Thank you.
Second time?
What, did they lose it the first time?
The doctor went up in there and never came out.
Okay, we never came out. They had to send another doctor out there. They just keep sending doctors up your grandma's vagina.
Oh my god. Nick.
A rescue party up grandma's vagina.
It's like Everest. There's just people dead all over the fucking place.
Now, we have a tip from I'm Real Wet, but I'm not reading the rest of it because it's fucking horrifying. But I'm taking your money anyway because it's just disgusting and I'm not saying it. Don't say it. I'm not saying it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
I can
Not
say
saying
anything
it.
about your mom's
Not
vagina.
saying it. Hey! Everyone needs to stop.
I don't like it either, Colin.
I'll walk out of this fucking place.
I don't like it.
I've never met your mom, Kevin, but I'm sure she has a
Have met my mom.
I met your
sure
mom.
she has a perfectly
You
nice
met my
vagina.
mom.
It's funnier if I don't, for the joke, if
Kind
I've
of
never
funny
met her.
live one.
I did.
I need scissors. 61 gave us a tip.
Jesus.
Said, PSA, I currently have a large second-degree burn on my right thigh from spilling boiling spaghetti water. Please be careful when making pasta. Thanks for helping me recover, Colin and Nick.
Can you do me a favor? And I mean, I don't believe him. Let's send us a pic.
No, don't.
No,
Send us a pic of that thigh.
We don't want it. We don't want it. We do not want a picture of your burnt thigh. Thank you. That is not an invitation for other people to send me pictures of them burnt.
Kevin Coelho,
No. All right.
100% wants pictures of burnt thighs. 100.
No.
That's sweet, nasty burnt thigh.
I don't want to see it. Kevin, you can look at them and screen them for us.
Nope. Nope. We're good. Thank you.
Blazing High, 420 gave us a tip. Said, hey, Colin, loving the severed shirt. Here's a picture of my dick. I dared to click on it. It's just an animated or like a cartoon picture of a penis.
Oh, it's no fair.
So,
Look, if you're gonna give us
I don't know
dick
if
pics,
I'm excited to
Do
do this.
not give us dick pics,
look,
please.
if
Send them
you're
all-
gonna send them to Kevin,
Nope. Definitely don't send
he'll
it to me.
pre-screen the dick
I will
pics.
block anyone that sends a dick pic or a burnt picture.
harder the better.
I Need Scissor 61 gave us another tip, and he sent us an actual picture of his burnt thigh. Now,
Click it.
Don't click it.
Click
Don't
it.
click it. You're.
I trust. Yeah, I have trust.
You're just
Whoa.
a sicko.
Jesus Christ, dude, you seriously burned that.
Yikes! Holy
You might want to rub some
shit.
sort of ointment on that, or
Holy
maybe go to the
God.
hospital.
That looks terrible, dude. Oh my god.
That's gonna scar.
That's
It looks like
be well. Yeah, be.
Why
It looks like some sort of
Stop
flesh-eating
looking at it.
virus.
Stop looking at it.
Is there pus in there?
Oh Lord.
I Need Scissor 61 has a follow-up. I have since been to the emergency room, but that was a week of hobbling to classes. My dad made me send him a picture before he sent me the insurance information. That's fucking awesome. I can't believe you
amazing.
just dealt with that burn without going to the. That's a fucking. I can't believe that's a second-degree burn.
Yeah, you can get a really bad infection from that. So
That looks like
gotta
you
be
went too
careful.
close to the sun.
Yeah.
That was a little. It was It's a terrible picture. You want to see it? I'll send it to
No,
you.
I don't want to see it. Do not send it.
I'm gonna make it the background on your phone.
I don't think you have power to do that.
I think I could probably figure it
There's
out.
no way you could figure that out.
You don't think so?
No,
First
I don't
off,
leave
Kevin's
my phone
is always
anywhere.
broke.
Spud gave us a tip and said, my tip is don't shove your granny when she's shaving. The fuck does that mean? What does that mean? Why is everyone trying to be disgusting?
I mean, also, don't ever shove your.
Yeah, don't
granny.
shove your grandma
That's
or anyone
fucked
else's
up.
grandma for that matter. If you're gonna shove anyone, shove a picture of your penis into an email and send it to Kevin.
Do not do that. Do not
Kevin
do
likes
that.
to see it. He'll critique it. He'll put it in his. He's got a top 100 list. Maybe he'll rank on it. Maybe he won't.
Does this sound like something I'm doing or something that Nick does?
God, I gotta just get educated on more subjects other than penises and vaginas, because those
You're
really
not
are
even-
my go-to jokes. That's my comfort zone, and that's just sad. It's just sad. I can talk about other things. I promise. I swear.
I've never heard you talk about other
I
things.
talked about Kevin. We had a perfectly great conversation this morning on which was
Demolition
better,
Man
Demolition
is
Man or
awesome.
Judge Dredd.
Demolition Man is awesome.
It wasn't
Judge
even a
Dredd is
debate. We're
great.
both like Demolition Man, much better movie. Judge Dredd, still good though.
Yeah, sure.
Still good.
Still good.
Underrated, criminally underrated,
Criminally
as one
underrated.
Colin Moriarty might say.
I wouldn't say that about those movies, but I have indeed used that term.
Use
in
the
past.
terminology. I love us.
Then we get some food.
I don't know that I need to because I got to show a special something to Nick afterwards, and that sounds sexual, but it's not. And then
Oh my God, Nick, stop!
I don't like
I don't like anything you're doing.
I mean, where do you want to go eat?
Dos Charos.
Alan E. McAdams
Yeah, that's a good name.
says, Nick, I met a girl from out of state online. We've been talking for about 2 months. Should I wait for her to invite me for a visit or take the initiative?
Take the initiative. If you like her, tell her you want to go see her. Why not? And then snap just a quick pic of your peeps, send it to Kevin. Wants to see it.
Kevin will vet everything.
He will.
No, I do not want to see your penises.
He's the master vetter.
Some Nintendo news to get into. A
Yes.
trio of pieces of Nintendo news.
Oh yes.
Starting with news about the 3DS. Over at IGN, Wesley Copeland writes, Nintendo will not discontinue 3DS after Switch release, which I think is a mistake, but I'd be interested to see
It's not true.
what happens
This
here.
is lies.
Good news for 3DS owners, Nintendo has no plans to discontinue the 3DS following the release of the Nintendo Switch. In an interview with Bloomberg, Nintendo President Tatsumi Kimishima explained the current situation when questioned as to why the company decided to combine household and portable gaming. Quote, we didn't just want a successor to the Wii U or the 3DS, so our original concept was what kind of new experience can we create? And what we showed this time was an object that's both stationary and one you can take outside and play with anyone you want. End quote. When discussing the future of the 3DS, Kimishima says because of Nintendo's robust software, the 3DS is still growing, and the console still has momentum, something born out of the solid hardware and software sales in the company's latest financial reports. Kimishima believes instead of the Switch cannibalizing the 3DS will continue as its own separate device, with its own separate gaming experience. That sounds stupid, and I don't think that that's smart. Even if 3DS is doing well, I think you have to kill it in order to make your new thing the hotness. Now they're going to have two handhelds. They've tried this before, and it didn't work out very well.
I mean, that's the thing is, it's going to be a repeat of that situation entirely. I think all of this is just trying to appease the people that have 3DSs now. They've obviously killed the Wii U. The final hurrahs are there, and it is what it is. But the 3DS has always done very well, and it has always had games consistently coming out for it of high quality and that sell well. So I think that they're just trying to be like, yo, because March is still a long ways away when you think about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the direct they did like 2 months ago for the 3DS was surprising to me because I thought they were going to straight up just be like, go quiet. But it kind of makes sense for them. They announced like 6 to 8 games. That like most of them Wii U ports to it, the Mario Maker and Yoshi's Woolly World and all that, with Pokemon Sun and Moon coming out. Like the 3DS still has some things to get done.
Yeah, I don't think that they kill it in 2017, but just because of that momentum. It just seems like you have, for people that are younger or don't know, like they did try this with GBA and DS, and it worked out well for them with DS because DS was a meteoric 150 million, ridiculous amount of sales for that unit. But they couldn't keep GBA and DS alive at the same time because it didn't make sense to the consumer. It just didn't make any sense. And so they didn't, even though that was the intent. And so I think the intent might be pure here, but I don't think that that's going to work out for them. And it's going to hurt Switch. Like it reminds me of what Strauss Zelnick at Take-Two said about Grand Theft Auto Online, which was, he's like, the game will never die by its own. We're going to have to eventually kill it. I mean, that's a paraphrasing or whatever.
Yeah.
And the same, because it will benefit them when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
you have to do the same thing here. Kind of hurt yourself. It's a little pyrrhic in the beginning, but then it'll work out for Switch. I think having 2 of these handhelds, not good.
And I think they're going to. I think that all of this is going to change once March comes along. And again, that's being very helpful because Nintendo has made really bad decisions in the past. But so far, it seems like they're switching up their plans with all of this.
That's true.
But when it comes to I believe right now, like so far, they have done nothing but make me feel good about their decisions and about the marketing and about everything. All of this is just saying, hey guys, it's the holidays, buy 3DS.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
Like, let's see what after January what they're saying about the 3DS, because once we get that Switch announcement, like the real
Price,
whole
date.
blowout thing, that is
Games.
when I think the 3DS is going to be like, all right, are we still supporting it? Sure, but we're not talking about that.
Yeah. We'll see. Lieutenant Dan gave us tips. Said, do you think Nintendo will rebrand their handhelds, Switch Lite, DS Mini, etc., to create an ecosystem? Well, we just talked about this a little while ago. I think that it would be smart for them to eliminate all of their handhelds, have no ecosystem.
Yeah, that's the thing is there's a lot of people talking right now about a handheld-only Switch. Man, I really hope not. At least not for the first 2 years.
I'm becoming concerned about the battery life, though. You weren't on this episode, I don't think, but an engineer came in and said, like, in the tips was just like the size of the device indicates that it can't be very powerful. Like that, like it just can't be, like, if they want to have it priced appropriately or whatever. So like you're looking at 720p, you're looking at like 2 to 3 hours battery life. You're looking at, and I'm like, that sucks, man, because.
But I mean, that's the thing. You have to do the math on it, though. Just like what actually is out there that works. It's like anybody expecting 4 or 5 hours of battery. It's like that's not going to happen.
Like you get out of the Vita.
No, but it's just like that's just not going to happen for games of that level with controllers and with Bluetooth and with all this stuff. Like that's just not going to happen.
No, I agree. I think the lowest they can get away with is 3 hours, and I think that's totally fine. And maybe new ones will come out in the future that, like, if they have an iteration in 3 years,
Absolutely.
that'll make it better should it survive, and I'm not positive that it will. By the way, did I tell you my sales projection for Nintendo Switch? Ahead of GameCube, below N64. That's where I think it settles. So better than Wii U. I think it burns. So I think we're looking at 28 to 30 million units lifetime, which is I think reasonable. If they can beat that, that would be fantastic. But remember, the trajectory is all down for them, except for the Wii, which was the blip.
Yeah, but I mean, this does get a little interesting based on handhelds and all that shit too, because it's technically both.
If it's a handheld, if it's considered a Nintendo handheld first, which it seems like they don't want to market,
Well, it's not. They're marketing
it's a complete failure at that.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm
$299.99. That's the price.
That's my thing. Is it's like there's an equation here when it comes to the battery life, the power of it, and the price. And I think that to get that whole balancing act correct, I think that the battery life is not going to be outrageous. It's going to be good enough because this thing is not going to be built for you to play your entire Zelda game outside. You know what I mean? It's going to be you're on a plane for a couple hours. You can plug in when you need to. Like, just being realistic about how it's going to actually go. And the 720 versus 1080 thing, like, all right, 720 on the go is going to give it better battery life. And when it's on a small screen, it's not really going to matter anyways. My thing is, if they don't have some way to get a 1080 on a TV, that's the fucking killer. They better.
I'm sure that that suggests whether or not the dock, if the dock does anything.
Yeah.
And I assuom that the dock has some processing power, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe it is 720. If it's straight up
wording on it.
720, considering that at 9 whatever a lot of Xbox One games were running at in 2013, that was a problem, then that's going to be a substantial problem in 2017.
Yeah, for sure. So that could be a huge issue. But I think that the price is the exciting part about this because it could be way cheaper than we expect. I don't think it'll be more expensive than we expect.
I hope
think
not.
that it might hit that at uttermost, it's going to be $400.
And that's dead.
And I don't think it's going to do that. I think
if
that
it comes out of $400.
This thing, $300 I think is the safe bet. But $200 is if they're getting real crazy and aggressive, and that's possible.
Yeah, it depends on how many they want to get out there. I think this is their last gasp at hardware, so they better get it right. Because I think that investors and board members are finally going to start being, if this thing doesn't sell well, and it's possible it doesn't, then they're going to start being like, we need to make games for PlayStation and Xbox. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, you'll sell 20 million copies of Mario if you just put it on fucking PlayStation and Xbox and PC. Like, swallow your pride and you'll make tons of money, just shit tons of money, and you can fucking shut down all of that shit that makes hardware in your company. And I think that's still inevitably what's going to happen, but maybe not for this particular cycle of consoles.
I think it's going to be a while.
We'll see. This all hinges on this console and the Switch. If it's too expensive, if the battery life is unimpressive, if it's 720p, if it's not very powerful and all that kind of stuff, it's going to die, and they're going to be left with this, imagine what they can do, and I'm not saying this with Xbox, I don't care. Imagine what they can do with good hardware, like really good hardware. It's like really incredible what they can probably pull off. So we'll see. But I want the Switch. I think it looks great. The Sam New has an interesting question that strikes at the late 90s alt-rock scene.
Oh my God.
It says, Kryptonite by Three Doors Down or Smooth by Carlos Santana featuring Rob Thomas?
Oh, dude, Smooth.
They're both actually great songs.
Smooth is the fucking hotness.
Dun, 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 dun. I always love that little thing in the bridge, like just the only interruption in that entire song. Santana just going ham.
Oh.
For people that don't know, Santana just made this resurgence in like 1998, 1999 on that album where he had like a shit ton of guests. I think that's where Maria Maria comes from as well, which is
that's also
reminds me of
jam.
porn.
Yeah, right?
Because it was in a porn.
Oh my god! I love that. That's
When I was
so
in, like, high
fucking
school.
awesome. When
That
she
song
was
always
doing
reminded
in
me
the
of-
shower?
Yeah, yes, yes.
I love it.
Yes. Maria, Maria. That's actually a really great song.
Man, I downloaded that song. I discovered that song from porn, and I ended up downloading it.
Solo by Carlos Santana. It's good not having Nick here today. I'm going to tell you why. Because he was just out of control last night. Or yesterday during the show. With all this shit.
Yeah, the vagina thing?
Yeah, just...
That was fucked up. He kept talking about Colin's mom's vagina.
And his own mom's. That was even worse.
Yeah, I know. But
I
he
love
was
Nick.
way more enthusiastic about your mom's.
I know. I don't want to talk about it.
I'm not trying to make it a thing. I'm just saying it was funny.
JMill1138 says, hey guys, a couple of days ago I asked for advice on how to meet girls in college and you said to wear a cape. When shopping for capes, should I go Boba Fett, Lando, or Vader style cape?
Ooh, shit. Boba Fett all the time.
Boba Fett's got the shoulder cape, the half
No,
cape.
yeah, exactly. That's what you need. The
You have to
full
have one
cape?
lapel.
Lando-
You have to have
You don't
Lando
go
has
the,
the
you
yellow
don't go
satin?
the Lando. You never go the Lando.
What do you mean you never go Lando?
It's too much. The world isn't ready for that shit. You gotta ease them in, Tim. You go half cape.
Nah.
Because you look badass with half cape.
Nah, you go
Not
full
you
cape.
specifically. You look like an idiot all the time.
Okay, Kevin, can you bring that story up
Yeah.
for the people?
Do you want to watch the video?
No, I just want them to see the headline. That is fucking fantastic. You guys have a great weekend.
That's fantastic. All right, cut the feed.
When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Yo, friend, it's kindafunny.com. We're balling out of control and thinking about ordering lunch like you do, you psycho motherfucker. What do you use to eat, you son of a bitch?